Welcome everybody to our end of the challenge celebration, our Namaste at the Beach celebration. It went by fast. I feel like it went by very quick. All of the groups always do. And we have a lot to celebrate. July is one of those times where you can either completely disengage or decide, you know what, I want to feel my best while I have a little more leisure time. And I think our group really stuck together to really just stick with our goals and keep moving forward. So I'm really proud of that. I hope you guys felt the same. I loved doing the last 2 weeks competition. I thought that was really fun to get us more engaged with each other and get us to know each other better. Because really the goal is not for me to be the only voice in the group. It's for all of us to create community and friendships and lean on one another. So I really hope that helped for that to happen, because that was goal number one. Goal number two was for you to do all the things that you got points for were things that I know as a coach are going to give you results. So communicating in the group, it doesn't seem directly related, but it actually really helps you to stay accountable, helps you to stay motivated, helps you to get more excited about your journey, and helps you to not feel that you're doing it alone, because you're not. And also then, the things that you got points for, water and your workout and, doing personal development, all those things are going to help you reach your goal, whether that's weight loss, whether that's getting stronger, whatever it is, those things are all pieces to the puzzle. It's never just one thing. So hopefully you found that you are in a better place than when you started on day one and you're ready to move on to the August group. So real quick, I just want to talk about in August, the group is open. So if you haven't gotten an invite from your coach yet, just reach out to your coach. They'll invite you to the next challenge. And I'm really excited about it because we were talking before we hit record about simplicity. And if there's one thing that I've learned, it's that simplicity and keeping things simple really works. It's a challenge for somebody like me who loves to be in the details of things, but it's really what I need for my own life in and outside of my wellness to keep moving forward. When you take small action steps, a little bit at a time, you actually go a lot faster than when you're trying to take it all in and do everything at once and trying to juggle all the balls in the air. It's not sustainable. So sometimes we can be really on point and crush a whole month and be like, oh my gosh, I was so productive, but then you crash and burn. Right. And so I've really learned that that's just not the way to do it. It's better to be okay with starting a little slower and taking these a little slower, especially during months like July and August, where, maybe you're traveling or maybe you're gearing back up for work. We're in a really weird time in history with this pandemic. And so nobody really knows what's about to happen. Are we going to go back to the way things were? Are we going to keep moving forward? So there's a lot of anxiety surrounding what's going on in our world in general. So this is not something that should be bringing or adding to the anxiety. This should be a place where you feel that you're releasing stress, that you're getting support, that you're being lifted up, that you're able to lift yourself up. And it should be a place of respite while moving forward. So that's really the goal for August, is just to come in, do your thing, communicate, and have one little simple thing to do for the day and be done. Okay. So that's the goal. And feel free to hold me accountable if you feel like I'm getting off track and getting too many things going on, because I can do that. All right, so I'm actually going to share my screen because I made some slides that I want to just congratulate everybody on all their hard work, because there was a lot of activity and everybody just putting in effort, and it was really awesome. And I hope you guys feel the same way. All right, so let me hit present. And Tina is actually the one that showed me that this was even an option on this Canva, which I love. Now I finally figured it out a little bit, so I love it. Okay, so first I want to do shout outs, because I think it's really important for us to, a lot of times, and Tina's probably heard me say this a million times, but a lot of times we do things and, we're grown adults. So we do what we got to do and we keep it moving, but to stop and recognize and just give yourself a pat on the back for small wins each day, I think it's underrated, because we do, if you think about how we raise kids, we do that with kids, you know, every little time, every little thing they do when they're trying to learn how to do something or trying to get better at something, we're like, you did it, you showed up, you made an effort. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't even have to hit the mark, but we give them the praise because we want them to keep going and to feel encouraged. And I think as adults, we tend to get that gets lost on us because we're not children, and we just kind of know that we have to do what we have to do regardless of whether we get recognized for it. And sometimes we get really beat down and we get really bogged down. And I think in groups like this, one of the things that's so awesome is just being recognized for the little steps that you're taking, because they're important. Little things lead to the big goal. It's never just leaps and bounds. So anyways, that being said, I wanted to congratulate Veronica for graduating 30-day breakaway. I know she crushed it. She showed up every day. 30-day breakaway is a running and lifting program. So even if you're not a runner, it's for you. It's a really awesome 4-week program. And she teaches you can walk, you don't have to run. She teaches you how to breathe and pace yourself and form and things that really help your body to get stronger and to move through running. So I was surprised that Veronica did it. She's been with me for 6+ years. And so it didn't seem like her type of program. So I was really proud of her for doing something different. Rebecca, who was my partner for the competition, she graduated 80-day obsession, which is such a big deal. It's 80 workouts. It's not a small program. And the workouts are anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour long.
Wow.
So yes, it's an intense program, but if you're in the mind frame and ready for something like that, it is a really awesome program. It's great. And it's not easy to finish because towards the end, you're like, okay, I'm on 78. Let's hurry it up. At least that's me, because I tend to get
that was me
too. But she crushed it. So I'm really proud of her for doing that. And she's got a lot of stuff going on in her personal life. And she just was like, you know what? I'm going to finish what I started. And there is power in doing that. Even if you didn't, you came in and thought, oh, I'm going to lose 40 pounds and, you lost 10 or whatever it is. The start to finish, it clicks something in your mind to let you know that you can keep going and do it again. It's really important to finish what you start, even if it's not perfect, especially if it's not perfect. So I also wanted to congratulate Andrea. I hope her name
love
is
that.
Andrea, not Andrea, right?
It's Andrea.
It's Andrea. Okay.
Yeah.
So Andrea is newer to our group. She's Tina's friend, and I don't remember how you guys know each other.
Well, she actually is a part of our bigger family. So she's a coach, and she's been coaching probably longer than I have.
Right.
And she is in Diesel Nation.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, and she was looking for I think where her coach, I don't think has been as active anymore. Yeah. And so she was just looking for connections and some people that were being super active. And Rosie said, reach out to Tina.
I love it.
And so she did. And so she's been I invited her into the group, and she loves she really wants that accountability. And so she'll even message me outside our group, and she does early morning workouts, which you guys all know. You're all invited to do Sunshine Sisters. Yeah. I hope you know.
I know. I tend to be the introvert in me starts to come out in the morning. I'm like, I just want my morning by myself. But that's really awesome. And and that brings up a good point. If you are in this group and you do know other people, because this happens, this is technically network marketing. And a lot of times people get in it and they just don't really know what it's about, and they don't really want to stick with it long-term. And Beachbody is very different than most network marketing companies in the sense that you really have to care about people. You really have to be invested. You really have to, it's not for everybody. You know, a lot of network marketing kind of has a bad name because there's been a lot of bad businesses and people who just are trying to make money and they don't really care about you, and you know, they're trying to sell you stuff. And so a lot of people, everybody's been burned at least one time. I know I have. And so sometimes people don't realize, like, no, Beachbody is, you're not going to come in, make a quick dollar and leave. You really have to want to invest in people and in yourself. And so sometimes that doesn't work out. And sometimes people just get in because of the discount and they're not really coaching. And then the person they bring in is kind of left hanging. So if that ever happens, that you know about other people in your circle, bring them in our group, because to me, Beachbody, even if they're not on my team, my small team, you know, to me, it doesn't matter. We're all part of one big team, and
we're all family.
Everybody is here for the same reason, to live healthier, to live better. And if they don't have support, they should have that support. And so I'm not all coaches feel that way, but I do, because I know if it was me on the outside, I would want someone to welcome me into their group. So they're always welcome to come. If you know people who are kind of floundering, you know, they are welcome to come in our group. So good for you, Tina. That's awesome. And she's doing great. She's doing 645, and so far she loves it.
She's so excited.
Yes. Okay. Julie, who's been a veteran and a soldier, I always call her the silent soldier. She has started a new program. She loves 21 Day Fix. She barely ever veers from it, and she's been doing it for years, but she decided to do this program. And Shalene Johnson is one of the trainers that used to be very popular in Beachbody. She's got great programs that are still available on Beachbody On Demand. So if you ever get a chance to check out PIO, check out Shalene Extreme, check out one of her Turbo Jam. She's awesome. And Julie this is like her new soul program. So I'm just proud of her for stepping out of her comfort zone, because it's not easy when you get used to something. And she's loving it. So, and she's looking really good. I can see a lot of muscle definition with her that I didn't see before.
Me too.
She's doing well. Okay. And
hydration queen.
And it's the hydration queen. Every time I log on to our group, I'm like, dang, I gotta drink I'm so bad about my water. I'm like, if I don't drink it in the morning, Tina knows this. I'm like feast or famine. I either drink a gallon in the morning, or I have like 5 sips all day. So every time I get into the group, I'm like, oh my gosh, she's done 80 ounces. Like, and then it literally makes me go get my water. I'm like, okay, stop being lame and go get your water. So I love that part of being a part of a group, because you really do get motivated through other people's actions. It reminds you, okay, yeah, I really do want it. That is important to me. And so I'm really just thankful to her for being consistent with the water, because that's a struggle of mine personally. And she has been killing it. And the water is like the secret weight loss solution. It's the best. Consistency queen Kendra, because she is always showing up no matter what's going on. She's got a personal injury and she's got to get surgery soon, and she has still showed up. And I love that, because I need people in my life who help me to not make excuses and don't, not that I need to be feeling bad, because I'm over that phase of my life, but I also love to be pushed, and just like, okay, you can do it too. You don't have to not do it because of insert the reason.
Not right.
Yes. So Kendra is always showing up no matter what. And then the queen of joy,
the silly girl.
Tina is a lot of many things. Like, she's always in
too much.
No, I don't think you're too much. I think you just have that thing that we, especially as we get older, we kind of lose, but you have this freshness and this joy and this excitement. And I know everything's not perfect, because I know you, we talk behind the scenes, and I know a lot about your life, but you always find the joy. And I think that it's very important to do that, especially if you're in a place in your life where you're frustrated. And, with weight loss can be very frustrating. And it can just be annoying, and you just want to not have to think about it. And it's like, okay, but I do have to do it. And it's really important to practice this mindset to just, it comes from gratitude, but it also is a choice. I told my 12-year-old the other day, he said he was just being attitudey. He's like preteen and I'm not excited about it. So but he was being attitudey. And so we sat down and we talked about it. And I said, you have to remember, this is really your choice. Even if I gave you everything you wanted and I said yes to every single thing you asked me for, that doesn't mean you're going to be happy. You still have to choose to be happy about what I do. And he was like, oh yeah. I said, so you don't have to get everything you want in the moment to be happy. You can be happy now. And he was like, okay. And I love him because he's very good he understands these things. But back to Tina, the joy is very important on this journey. And Tina definitely brings that in our group. She brings that energy, and I never don't appreciate it.
Well, I just have to say, because not everybody may know our relationship. And Demetria is my fitness angel. I have angels in this life, and she is my fitness angel, number one. She brought light back into my life. If you guys see this joy, this, like, I seem unstoppable, which I'm not. I am stoppable. But if you see this, I know that she doesn't take credit. Demetria is a very humble person, but she is the angel that saved my life. So thank you.
Don't make me get teary-eyed. It's too early.
Too early.
Yes. Too early. Thank you, Tina.
Too early. We can't cry.
Yes. And Tina, this is another power of this business, is that, I met her because I moved to Utah with my husband's job, got a job there. He got let go 3 months later. We moved, but I kept my job virtual, and then had a team of people that we worked with. There's husband. Wait, I gotta get you up here.
Hey. Hi, team.
Hey, baby.
Hey, boo.
So we had to leave there, but on that team of people, so I'm working virtual, and this was before Zoom was really popular, but we use Zoom. And one of the people on my team, her name is Ashley, and she saw that I was a coach. She did a couple groups with me, but she had Tina and her had a friendship. And so she said, I want to bring my friend Tina. And so Tina got in my group. So I've never met Tina in person. I met her through another woman that I've also never met in person.
Wow.
And I know, and it was only because we moved for Michael's job. I mean, it's just, I love all the ways that God brings people into your life. I just think it's so cool. Right. So anyways, Tina and I have become friends, and we're actually going to see each other in September. So
yes! Oh, I hope I can let you go.
Well, you'll have to take that up with the kids.
You're attached to my arms. You
That's
can't move.
That's it. All right. So last but not least, the Namaste at the Beach virtual team points. So in first place, which is no surprise to me, is Team Seize the Day. So we have Miss Teresa on the call.
Woohoo!
Donna,
go Teresa!
I know, they crushed it. Donna let me just tell you, I love Donna's competitive spirit, because as soon as I said, don't forget, you can get the bonus points, she was like, Teresa, we need to, we got to do, I love Donna. So they came in first with 3,550 points.
Holy moly.
I know. Donna is the other consistency queen. She does not mess around. And so congratulations. I know that was really a team effort for both of you. And I love how it brings people together and helps you to get to know other people. And you guys crushed it.
Can I give a shout out to Teresa too?
Yes.
So Teresa, we met in the other group first. Right. And I was so impressed with you. your video, your consistency, you showed up, and I know you had like a little vacation, but you didn't let that stop your journey. Like you came right back. Yep. And you were on it. And I just think, I just can tell, and it makes sense now because you're such good friends with Demetria, but I can tell that you're an angel too. Like you just, when you talk, your spirit is so like warm, inviting. Like I can see us like just talking for hours. I would love it. And I love when you show your pictures. So
me too.
So share your pictures. Okay. They're so cute.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Yes. And where was Team Heat Wave, which is me and Rebecca, came in second place.
Woohoo!
Yes, ma'am. I'm not going to give myself a gift, but I'll just take the praise. Although I could use this as an excuse to go get a pedicure. We'll see.
Yes.
And then Team Sandy Toe. So what's so cool about this, and I want to get this on the recording, is that I think people didn't realize that, it's a lot of words. And so it's like, okay, I don't think people realize that all the bonus points. And so once I put the points up, people realize, wait a minute, how are you getting all these points? So Julie was like on it. And like the first week they had, I think, I don't know, like 200 and something points because they were just counting the daily activities. Then she was like, oh no. So she went from that to 1655 and was on it every day. And she and Anne were just working together, and they did really well being active and just stepping it up. And the thing is, again, it's for you. It's obviously it's fun to win stuff, but it's not about that. It's really about the activities that you're reinforcing so that you can really create a lifestyle, because that's the goal. The goal is not to just do a 30-day program or do a 30-day challenge. It's really to embed this into your everyday life so that it's not something you have to think about. It's just something that you do. And that takes time. That's why I always say this is a long game. This is not, yes, there's quick fixes, but those don't last. Yes, there's quick things. If you have a wedding, sure, you can do a couple things, but to actually have something where, I don't know about you, but I want to be in maintenance mode. I want to be in that place where I'm comfortable. Yes. And, maybe I go up a couple pounds because we had a vacation, but that's fine. I don't care about that. I really want to be in that place where I'm not constantly in weight loss mode, and I've been here for long enough, and, it is what it is, but I do think that the mindset part and the repetitive actions, that's why I want to focus on the simplicity, because the repetitive small actions, it might seem like, I already know that, but it's really important to just repeat, because all of a sudden it's just part of your lifestyle and you don't have to think about it. So that's the goal.
Well, I have a question.
Yes.
And it might help you with the simplicity part too.
I need help.
For this next challenge. So are you doing points again for prizes?
I am, but not like this. I don't think. I haven't decided how I'm going to do it, and I'm not going to decide until. Okay. I liked doing it the second week because I feel like the second half is when people start to fizzle out, and so it gives more incentive to stay plugged in. But I haven't figured. I talked to Michael about it yesterday. I was like, I'm not sure how I'm going to do it because this was successful, but what's your suggestion? Tell me.
Well, this will help you at least with the points, because on the coach office, is it still not showing you points if somebody's a coach?
It doesn't. Right.
Okay. So my suggestion is we really only need to be listed as a coach if, like we're inviting in people, or we need to create like pre-posts, but I think you're doing all the posts. So if you make like Kirsten, Donna, and myself not a coach, now that we got everybody invited, or when everybody gets in, then you'll be able to see our points again, and then you'll be able to export a file and just sort it out.
I like that suggestion. I'm going to talk to you more about that because I always go back and forth between should I do small amount of points or should I do big points? You know, it just like,
Well,
oh, we
I
got
don't
10
like
points.
math, so
Yeah.
I say small.
But the one thing that I like about this, and this is what I used to do years ago, is I like the honor system because nobody's going to cheat, you know, unless you've got this huge
Yeah.
group of people that you don't know and, you know, they're competing
right.
for money. Nobody's going to cheat. I mean, this is for you. So I like
Right.
that takes the pressure off of me to be like adding everything up. And I really just have
Right.
to add what you post in that post. So we'll see how I'll make a
Yeah.
decision soon.
But that
But yeah, I
gives you
do
an
love that
idea.
suggestion. Yes. And then everybody participated. So I only put points if you actually put them in the thread. So for example,
I like that.
you guys, I know you participated. You guys had lots of participation, but there was no points there put in the thread, which is fine. And then Kendra's team came in after that. And then the last two teams didn't post their points in the thread. So congratulations to Teresa and Donna for crushing it. And I think I have one more slide of you. Oh, whoops.
Well, you know, it's funny because I just didn't want to disappoint Donna being the newbie.
Yeah.
And literally because I was just thinking these things are important for me to start a routine. So there was this double like, okay, I'm trying.
Yep. And that's really what the point is, because it's different when I know I set my alarm to get up at 5 because I know I have a lot to do and I want my time before the kids. But technically I could wait. It's like, it's a lot harder to make myself do it when there's no boss there and nobody saying like, hey, what's going on? But when I have that accountability and I know somebody's waiting, I'm up and I'm like, okay, I can't let them down because that's not fair, you know? And I don't know what that is. I don't know why we won't do it for ourselves, but it's much easier when you have that accountability.
Yeah.
So I agree. So congratulations again. And so I just want to show you a couple things. Tina knows how I do it. I love to give stuff away. It's like, it's weird because gifts are not my love language, like getting them, but giving them for some reason, I'm like, it's so fun. Yeah. So I have a couple of things to give to people who start to give. Let's go back to give to Veronica, to give to Julie. I have this little koozie. It's a Shakeology koozie.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what's that?
It's something they sent for when you drink Shakeology 365 days. They send these little gifts. And this was one of them, one of the years. So it was something that I had.
Cool.
Yeah. And I have so much stuff that I'm like, I don't need to keep all this stuff. Okay. I know this is old school, but I have still DVDs because when I first started coaching, that's what we had.
Yay!
Okay.
So I'm going to be sending out some of these because these are exclusive ones that are not on bot. So there's Sagi has one that he put out just for this. When you bought the programs back in the day, you get a set of DVDs and then they'd send these little bonus workouts.
Was it 7 Lucky for Siggy?
Yes. Yeah.
I bought that for my son. He loves Siggy.
Siggy's the best.
Yeah. And my husband, so he did Amalia for a year.
Yeah.
And now I introduced him to Siggy and he keeps repeating Siggy. And you guys, his brothers are calling him Shoulders because he's doing those workouts and he's doing the creatine, the Beachbody creatine.
Oh, yeah.
And he is like, my husband is massive.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. It's hot.
Siggy is very, yes, I'm sure it is. Siggy is very good. He knows his stuff. He's very, and he's a bodybuilder. So it's like, you're going to get that type of workout, which a lot of women think it to shy away from, but it actually, for women, if you're not doing creatine and you're not increasing calories, it actually makes you leaner and smaller when you lift weights. So Siggy is, and that's how I hurt my back, remember, because I wasn't taking care of myself. And so I just tried to jump right into Body Beast and wasn't stretching. It was my fault. It was not the program. It was me not taking care of it. So then I pulled my back and I was like, okay, let me not, because I was being an idiot. That's really what came down. Okay, so this is in Fast and Furious Insanity, Shaun T. You can't go wrong with Shaun. And then also another Shaun T, Size. And Teresa, I wanted to suggest to you, I'm sure you've seen Size, but Country Heat is an Autumn Calabrese's program. It's a dance program. And it looks like, I'm going to be honest, when it came out, I was like, no, I'm not doing that. Like, I'm sorry, but no. First of all, it's country music, which I don't hate, but it's not my favorite. But
Right.
I just thought, it wasn't going to be good. It is so good and so much. I mean, it's a little corny because of the music, but it really, again, back to the simplicity. If you are looking for something that's not complicated and is fun, and you feel like, wow, I really sweat, I'm sweating right now.
Okay.
That's it. And it's not like, oh my gosh, I'm dying. And I think you should give it a check.
I'll add that to my list because I do have Size on there.
Yes. Size I loved, but Shaun T's very talented dancer, and I'm not that coordinated. So I would have to keep going back.
You know, it's funny, as I'm doing these things, I keep on telling myself, you can get back to it because it's in your blood. But you know, it's like, it's hard once you let that season of life go for a while.
Right.
So I'm just like, what I'm going to do again, once I finish these 2 weeks of 10-minute trainer, I'm going back into it. You know, and I just need to really be consistent with that until I can endure a little bit longer. I want the 20 minutes, the 30 minutes, that kind of.
Yeah. And Teresa, that's where I started too. I mean, fitness and dance. I mean, I was a dance teacher for a lot of years. So a lot of people just assume that, I can handle any of the programs and that. But when I met Demetria, I literally had to work so hard on the nutrition. It was the nutrition that really did it for me. It was hard for me to stay consistent with working out. I was in a place where now I love it and I crave it and I want it every day. But when I first started, it was really hard for me to push play, to stay focused, be into it. It almost felt like a chore instead of like, oh, I'm loving this. And so I will tell you, Shaun T is probably the one that sparked it for me, because I did his hip hop abs and I was like, oh, this isn't like working out. This is fun. And now I've gone from that to like, now I've done pretty crazy stuff in Beachbody. But I think you should know that what you're going through is very normal.
Yes. That's encouraging, because literally when I was in college, I was in a dance troupe and I did jazz and ballet,
I didn't know that.
and all that kind of stuff. I was usually the only Black kid in the groups, and they always highlighted me because I had the best of that. But so I won't say it's discouraging, but you know, because when you get older, you're like, well, I'm older.
I know.
But it's still in there. When there's a wedding, I'm like, what? So, you know, I have that in my spirit that I really want to do that again. But I'm seeing where I'm limited at this point. So I'm glad you said that. It
will come back.
Yeah.
The limitations, like we probably won't be able to do our toe touches ever again. But we can, it will come back.
Well, it's because my tummy is in the way, and you know, everything is large that didn't used to be large, you know. So I've always had big boobs, but I've still been able to maintain and do stuff. So
I wonder what that's like. I've never had those.
Oh boy.
They're hefty.
I know. That's funny. Oh my gosh. I just noticed that I'm like really looking close and I have my glasses on. I don't even need to be that close. Anyway, Teresa, if you can, you should come with Demetria September 1st or the 4th or whenever she comes and party with us. Yeah.
I know here. And this is the thing, Tina, which I may have told you or may not have told you. So that's the first week of school.
Right.
And it's going to be rough for me to go. I mean, Teresa, I don't know what your schedule is, but I know for Michael, he's here, but he also coaches too. So it's, but it's going to be, I'm literally like sneaking out in the middle of the night to come up there because it's like, I didn't realize that it was the first week of school. And then you were like, my flight's booked. And I was like, oh, awesome. And then I looked and I was like, eek.
Yeah.
So yeah, but Michael's really cool. Like my mom is available, like they're going to help out. But so yeah, but Teresa, if you can make it, you're definitely welcome to come. We're actually going to not that far from Olean from New York where
really?
Yes. Donna actually lives like 45 minutes from there. So
wow. Okay.
Yep.
I wish I could, but I can't because I help get the IEPs. I interview all the kids. So September is a hot month. We have to pump them out and we have these timelines of getting them done. So yeah, I don't even think if I did it virtually, I could do it. So, but thank you. I'll catch next round.
Okay, yeah, next round.
And maybe that means coming down here.
Oh,
I'm just saying maybe that's what we can do next. So we'll have to talk about that. I'm not making any plans yet.
Right.
All right. So we have gone a little bit over, but that's okay. I will be sending, and then I'm going to send this to Rebecca. I bought this a while ago when I did 80-Day Obsession. In the program, they have like a word, they say pineapples. And so this says, yes, you can, but it's a pineapple.
Oh my gosh. Demetria, that is going to mean the world to her.
I think
the world.
I hope so. And then I have some goodies. Teresa, I'm going to send, I might even deliver it to you, but I'm going to, I've got some yummies from Beachbody's nutrition line, which I basically use everything in love. And also an Amazon gift card for my 2 top ladies. I have one for both of you. So I have your email. I'll probably email it. It's much easier that way.
Okay, that's fine.
But just to congratulate everybody for putting in the effort, because we're all busy. We all have a lot of stuff going on and life is hard. And I say this every time we talk, but it's really a challenge to do everything you need to do and then also take care of yourself. It's very easy to neglect yourself when you have so many other things coming at you. It seems like the easiest choice, like, oh, okay, I'll just do that later. But we all know if you do that, you can't do all the other things. And so at least not do them well. And this is really important. I see this as a mission. I see this as important work. I don't just see this as, I want to lose 10 pounds and look cute in my jeans. I really take this very seriously because I know the impact that it has on not just our lives, but the people that we are around. Once one person changes, it changes the whole ecosystem around them. And it's impactful. It's a big deal. And so I feel very blessed to even be able to invite people to a group to even be part of their life. It's an intimate part of people's lives. And so that's an honor in itself, but it's important. And I really want to make it fun and inviting and simple because we really need to keep coming back to it and not put it on the back burner when life gets hard. And who knows what's going to happen this year? Pandemic is crazy. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen, but we got to stay healthy, and especially because of what's going on. So but I'm really proud of everybody. I loved this competition worked out well because everybody kind of plugged back in and, got involved. So, all right. So next group starts tomorrow officially with prep week. So we are already in there. If you have not gotten an invite, just let your coach know. They'll make sure you're in. And we're going to keep it simple and y'all are going to hold me accountable. for when I get long-winded. You can't change. You can't take it out of me. You can put me anywhere. I'm going to be the same. It's hard.
No, just be you. That's what
Right.
we love. So don't change who you are.
Well, my brother, Teresa, you know my brother Dana. So he called me this one day. I posted something long-winded on Facebook. He was like, Demi, you need to shorten your posts. I was like, you need to not read them. He was like, but he made me all self-conscious. I was like, for real? He's like, it's too long. I was like, too long for you. Maybe it's not too long for somebody else.
That's right.
He's a mess.
Right, well, ladies, tell them to read it in segments.
That's like, it. Read it, take a coffee break, come back. But I know I need to do my blog, and I promised myself I would do it before the year ended. So I'm like, okay, I will do it because I know I need to start one. But I just, I'm like, nobody wants to read my blog, but maybe people do. I have no idea. So, there's Gabriel.
Hi,
you want to say
hi?
hi?
Hi, buddy.
Hi.
You look so handsome. Oh, and your brother. Your big brother's
peeking around
there.
the corner.
Are you dressed? Oh, he's not. He just
Thank you for being modest.
Yes, you better stay that way.
Right.
All right, ladies.
All right.
Enjoy your Saturday.
Ladies.
Expect your gifts soon, and we'll see you in the group.
Yeah. See you. Bye. Thank you.
Shaking butt.
Oh, talking about shaking his butt. Bye.
Bye.